So, hey guys, this is Anup here, and I've been meaning to do one of these reviews for a while now. I mean, in terms of owning the Benelli Imperiale 400 and talking about how it has performed, kind of comes uh, at a time when I'm just about to make a decision which would end my relationship with this bike. Uh, Let me just start off by saying that it's not the Benelli Imperiale 400. It's me who's kind of decided to split and part ways. It's mostly because of the fact that I have some reservations with the bike, which may not necessarily apply to everyone. It applies to me. I'm kind of hoping that most can hear what it is that I'm saying, because there's a lot of noise behind me. So this is more of an ownership review from a noob's point of view. Most of the people who kind of buy these bikes from a consumer section don't exactly know the nuts and bolts of a bike and how to fix things. What do people mean when they talk about torque or power or bhp and stuff like that? It's quite overwhelming for a lot of new buyers of bikes, and that's essentially not what I'm going to cover here, because you'll find a lot of different reviews about that outside. Here, what I'm going to primarily talk about is the bike from a layman's point of view, from a customer's point of view, and from an absolute noob's point of view. So yeah, that's what this is about. Now, first things first, when I got the bare bike as it is, it did not quite have the pillion backrest. It did not have the crash guard. It did not have these handle bar covers, so to say. It's a hard handlebar with a Benelli impression on it. Yeah, of course, it doesn't come with the raised handlebar. This is something I bought off of Grand Pit Stop, so yeah, all of those things are most obvious. Also, the fact that these seats are from Rao Seats Covers here in Bangalore. These I kind of got it done from my side specifically. This is the stock handlebar, which I'm going to kind of give away to the guy who's getting the bike from me. Now, in terms of costs and other things, I'll probably talk about it at a later point in time, because money is not what we are here to discuss. Let me just quickly talk about the pros of this bike. Now, the first things first, this bike is superbly easy to ride. In terms of refinement and how it feels between your legs, no pun intended, but it's just amazing. It's super refined, it's super smooth. It doesn't challenge you in terms of how you feel on it, especially once you get on the road and you start accelerating. Additionally, it doesn't quite make you feel the weight of the bike, or that's the best way it is that I could put it. But you don't feel the weight of a bike which is over 200 kilos. I don't quite know the exact in terms of the weight, but still, it's over 200 kilos, and it doesn't let you feel that. It's quite amazing in terms of its handling, and I absolutely adore it for the way it feels once you're riding it, especially for longer drives and for speeds over 80 kilometers per hour. So I've kind of cruised on this bike between the 80 to 100 mark for almost around 400 kilometers, and I felt nothing short of a back pain. And yeah, that's something which I'll kind of come back to in terms of the back pain related issues and why it is that I'm kind of moving away from an Imperiale. So in terms of pros, I'll start. I've already started with the pro, where I spoke about the engine refinement. It's quite nice. What else do we have? Yeah, I mean, everything that a bike should essentially have in terms of what a consumer expects is there on the bike. I really, like I said, I'm not someone who knows a lot about the engines and the gear box and whatnot. I'm not going to talk about those sort of things, because I don't quite know them myself, although I intend to learn about it over a period of time. Now, one of the things where I wanted to discuss about some considerations, I wouldn't call them cons as such, but some considerations when you buy this bike, and what you need to keep in mind is for sure for the fact that some of the things that Benelli pushes off as stock is not stock. Like this particular thing that they gave me here as a backrest for the pillion, they mentioned it's stock, but it's not stock. Also, if you notice, although my bike has been parked in a basement with no rain hitting it rusts within no time. Okay, it rusts like crazy. I've got a lot of rusting happening here and there. I feel, I mean, it's in nooks and crannies, but there is rust on the bike which is catching up real quick without it being out. So that's something which I feel is something they need to kind of look into. Secondly, in terms of the side stand and the middle stand section, so the main stand hits the the humps and bumps on the streets of Bangalore for sure. I'm sure it's anywhere in India, it's going to hit the bumper, and there's no two ways to it, and there's no fixes to it, and it's not that they can do anything about it, is what the service center guys say. Apart from that, there are issues with the brakes. The back brakes is practically useless. You literally cannot use the back brake, the back brake, and it's going to bother you with how it feels. So I end up using engine braking and the front brake as and when possible. Anyway, I don't speed too much, so it's okay for me. Outside of that, the crash guard that they gave me, they had these nuts facing forward, and that kind of hit my mud guard over the last couple of rides, and it made a dent in the mud guard. But the service center guys were cool enough to quickly have that replaced, and the mud guard didn't get replaced, it got fixed. So that's what they could do, and they did that, and I'm thankful. At least it's reached a point where it doesn't look bad. This handlebar was replaced from Art of Motorcycles, and that's when we realized that the I don't remember if it's the clutch wire or the brake, which was a bit shorter, so that had to be extended a bit, and that was also done. But I mean, it was not a big deal as such. It works superbly fine. Outside of that, like I just discussed about the RAW seat covers part, I had to do that because the stock seats are extremely poor in terms of quality. It's extremely hard and not easy to sit on. The pillion seat was probably like 1/4 to the size of what this is. This was kind of updated by RAW seat covers, and my wife can vouch for the fact that this is far more comfortable now. It was extremely uncomfortable out of the box, and that's also something which I fixed. So coming to the last part about why it is that I'm kind of splitting from this bike, it's mainly because of the fact that the posture that this bike gives me is extremely difficult on my back, and I have ridden other bikes over the past month or so, which kind of gives me comfort that it's not a problem only with my back. Of course, yes, I have probably got back and health issues which I need to work on, but there are bikes which can handle me for now without the backache. So that's the only reason I have decided to kind of split ways with the Benelli Imperiale 400. I'm hoping to kind of finish the deal today. I'm going to talk to this person who's going to buy the bike. He's a sweet guy, and I've explained that I do not have any major issues with the bike except for the fact that I've kind of personally decided to split ways, and that's it. So yeah, I mean, that's just about it from an overall point of view. That's the review that I have about the bike. I don't think it has any major issues. It's got a great community here in Bangalore. It's got a lot of good riders who kind of get together on a regular basis, talk about problems, issues, and get together with the service center guys as well. So I think from a community point of view also, you have ample people. If you need any help from a servicing point of view or from issues related to the bike, they kind of help out. So again, that's something. If you need details as such, you can get in touch with me, and I can possibly put you in touch with the admin of the group who can take things forward. So yeah, I mean, that's just my quick short review of the bike. I may talk about it a bit more as I ride down to meet this guy to the RTO, where we kind of exchange money and the bike. So I'll talk as I go. If I want to put it in, I'll use it in this video or possibly another one. But yeah, that's an overall about the bike, and hope you guys got some input from it in terms of making a decision about whether or not to buy the bike. Hopefully it helped. Like I said, I did not have any technical input because you've got ample videos out there which kind of gives you that. Alright, that's just about it. Thank you so much for listening to me, and again, let me know and hit me up if you have any questions or concerns about the bike. Okay, thank you.